Timeslingers.
NERDSoul.
So how do you take the tribe or tribalism that you talk about?
Yeah.
But then push it to where the character is basically having to choose.
Yeah.
Between what's good for them and what they want for the person that they're trying to work with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So talk about tribalism.
Yeah.
And talk about how it forces characters to choose between themselves and other people that work with.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to use an example from another story that I think does this in an exemplary fashion. And you probably all have seen it, but I think that Black Panther, the film, is extraordinary when it comes to this kind of question. The kind of question that says, we are inherently for our tribes, but our character is at stake. Because if we push it too far, or we start to infringe upon the rights and or safety and or well-being of another person in another tribe, what are we becoming? And so I think that's the approach, right? That's the concept, is to say you have a character like T'Challa who starts out by saying, I understand that Wakanda has resources, but I don't want to step onto the world stage because I want my tribe to thrive, even if that costs other people something. And then you have a character like Killmonger who basically says, no, tribes are being infringed upon across the world, and I'm going to go fight for them. And I love it because the character who expresses, I think, the viewpoint that the storytellers are trying to get across as the best viewpoint is actually Nakia. Because Nakia says from the very beginning, I am a part of Wakanda, and Wakanda has resources that can be used external to Wakanda, and we should do that. Not to oppress other people, but to benefit other people. And it is T'Challa's journey, Black Panther's journey, to understand and realize what that looks like. So that is tribe, individual, how do I deal with the world around me with the focus on both my tribe and benefiting my tribe, but also benefiting other people, and I'm going to have to sacrifice my character, or do I have to sacrifice my character to get there? And I think that those are, by definition, some of the most interesting stories. If stories are, as neuroscience tells us, the way the brain works to understand and interpret the world around us. Not data. Like I can give you all the data in the world. If I tell you a story, it might change your life, right? If that's true, then the constant questioning of the way that we're going about our daily lives to try and change for the better. What does hope look like? What does joy look like? What does despair look like? Those are the things that are encapsulated in story. And I think it's the duty of the writer to bring those things up and test them. Scott Derrickson is the director of, Scott Derrickson directed Doctor Strange. And he said something on Twitter that my first response was like, oh, is that true? And I thought more about it, and I'm like, yeah, I think it's really true. He said, I don't think a writer should start with a message in mind, but rather should start with a concept or wanting to explore a particular concept, and then continually break that down until you understand it at the fullest extent you can, and then start to put that on a page. And I think that if you start with a message in mind, you start by creating propaganda. If you start by trying to explore an issue and all the nuances of that issue and all the different sides of that issue, then you get to the question of what is going on here? How is it shaping my view of the world? How has that view of the world been shaping my actions? And now you have really compelling characters. Characters with goals and needs and wants, fears and hopes and despair, and they're well-rounded. So I think that you have to figure out what issue are we dealing with, why are we dealing with that issue, and then you have to take the due diligence of diving into that issue so that you at least understand it from multiple viewpoints, other than just your own. Because you're going to approach it with bias, and you've got to break down that bias and then figure out what really is going on there. And so does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully.
One more
question.
All right.
Michael. You're pretty good tossing stickers.
You're not bad.
Tossing stickers at people. He almost to take a few eyes out, but otherwise, he's great.
So you've been working on this for a while.
Yeah.
When was the moment when you knew you had it?
Oh man.
So the question was, when was the moment that you knew you had the story? Because you worked on it for so long.
So this is a weird answer, but I am never satisfied with my stories. That's why we released spark portions of it in 2008. It's 11 years later, and it's a completely different format. I do not think that. I think there's always ways to improve. I think that there are always nuances that when you read your story, you're like, yeah, that could have been done better. That could have been a little bit different. So it's more about when do I learn that it has resonated with another person. Okay? So even if I'm not completely satisfied with it, because it's just hard for me to be satisfied with it, when is there another person who goes, oh, I really like what you had to say there. You really entertained me in this way, shape, or form. Then I know that I'm onto something, right? So it's really the audience that I'm connecting with that is more than anything that makes me go, okay, I think I have something here. And then trying to understand where they're coming from with that. When I had people start to tell me, I didn't know exactly who I was supposed to root for, I went, yes, I have something there. Because I don't know who to root for either. And I know when to root for certain characters. Because I know, like, that character I want to root for now. But then this other character who's actually opposing that character, now I want to root for them. Because that's the complexity of the issue, right? Sometimes we just want to be escapists and be like, Superman's perfect, and let's just root for him. Sometimes that's true. But a lot of times we want to root for Batman. Well, Batman beats people up. How far does Batman have to beat somebody up before you're like, wait a minute, that's not okay anymore? And now I want to wrestle with that, right? So, I don't know if I'm ever satisfied or that I have something, but until the audience that I'm trying to reach goes, I really like what you did there. And then I go, okay, cool, then we're on to something then. I think with Timeslingers, it took a lot longer. With Death of a Bounty Hunter, it actually came about faster. And part of that is including more people in your creative process. So we have a full cast of, I don't know how many people we have, between 7 and 10 people. I keep counting and then I lose track again. When I see them light up, and when I see them go, I love what this character just did. It's crazy, but I love it. Or when they say something like, oh my gosh, this character is insane. I go, yeah, and that's something about, we have a character that is super villainous in this upcoming story. And the actor who plays that character does a form of method. So we record in our little studio. It's like 9 by 11. And I actually remember Megan sitting across from this guy. And this guy is awesome. He's awesome, but he's method. So he's sitting in front of Megan, who's the nicest person in the world, and he's like, he'll even sit there and hit himself to get because this character is super aggressive, much more aggressive than this actor is in real life. And so he'll get real intense. And the coolest thing was when I found that the actor, because the character has a motivation that is partially skewed incorrectly and partially skewed to help someone else in his life out, that complexity of that character made this actor go, I know how to dig into this emotion. I know how to play this scene, not only as super angry, but angry because I'm scared. Angry because I have this other person that I'm trying to take care of that I need to take care of. And then if I get that from a person, whether it's an audience member, a customer, or whether it's the actor who's playing the role, or actress who's playing the role, that's when I know I'm onto something. Because I'm like, they get it, they understand what this character's trying to do. And a lot of times, once they start to get a good picture of that, then I might even see the actor in a clearer way and be like, dude, that's amazing. Like, now I even see this character more completely. So, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure.